We're going to start this one off with the 80s Corvette. This is a Hot Ones, as seen by the little gold wheels there. And on this one, apparently the hood opens and they flip forward just like they did on a real Corvette. And this one is just not a really good fitting hood. Most of these were silver. The most common color of this was silver. And some were red, but the interior changed on a lot of these. And a lot of times, if you look in the back window here, you'll see like a piece of luggage as this comes around. A lot of times, the interior is referred to as the color of the interior and then the color of the luggage when you're talking about these. And it's kind of funny because even though Hot Wheels called this the 80s Corvette, some collectors call it the 83 Corvette. And we all know that there was no Corvette in 1983. They stopped making the Stingray in 1982, and then these didn't come out. This body style didn't come out until 1984. And the 84 Corvette was a dog. I drove some of them when they were brand new, and they didn't perform well. They didn't really perform well until 85 when they finally got the bugs worked out, but that's another subject. So here's a different one, obviously, and it's got the yellow colored interior with the black luggage, where the other one had the dark colored interior with the yellow luggage. And again, these were mostly, I think they came out in 83 or 84. I don't know whether they had a heads up on this style of Corvette like they did the original red lines back in the 60s or not, but they of course, following every Corvette, what do you have? A sheriff's car. And this casting, I've got this pegged as a Dodge Monaco, but this casting was used in a lot of different sheriff's cars and a lot of different colors. They had the fire chief car made out of this. They did taxis out of this. The variations in this were in the numbers and the little details in the paint scheme that you would see. Like this is we call this the 701 sheriff car. And you'll see there's just 3 variations of this casting in this particular video, but there are so many more of these. And this video is kind of about variations and castings of Hot Wheels, because you can have one like this that might sell for a few dollars, and then we get the highway patrol car. This might be worth a few bucks. I think there's one version of this casting that's worth several $100s, and I don't have access to all the different ones and the really high dollar ones. I get these buying other collections and just kind of buying what I get when I buy lots on eBay. I very rarely ever go out and actually just buy a single car just to have a rare car. I get all my rare cars just by accident, which is really the best way to get them. But again, following the sheriff's car, we've got the state highway patrol car. And if you've ever seen a state highway patrolman pull over a sheriff for speeding or something like that, it's usually pretty funny. You see videos like that on YouTube all the time. And then we have the fire chief car. And I think this might be the only version of the fire chief car, but not 100% positive on that. But this, I got this in a lot on eBay, and it seemed to be in pretty good shape, so it stays in a prominent part of the collection. Actually, these all stay in their car case and get tucked away. The ones that I have on the wall are the older ones, the red lines, the childhood collection. Some of the more valuable ones I keep there. These they'll eventually get their time on the wall as I add more cases and take over other parts of the house to store my collection. I do want to live here too. So now this is the emergency unit, and until you turn this over and look at the bottom of it, you don't notice that the headlights, the bumper, the whole base, the side pipes, all that are the exact same part that they use on the Supra vans that we showed in the last episode. And you even see, if you flip this over, that it has the rear bumper, because this is actually a little longer than the van. But I've got this one, and this is the one I refer to as the shiny paint emergency unit. And then coming up, you'll see the same one, and I don't know what happened in the manufacturing process, But I also have this model with same color, but dull paint. So you notice this one isn't as shiny. And the collectors will often differentiate. And if you got the shiny paint one and not the dull paint one, then some collectors just have to find the dull paint one. I happen across both these by accident. And I would venture to say that the dull paint one is probably more rare. But I've got them both, and I just don't know if that's something that was an accident, or if that's something they did on purpose to create another variation, like they did in the previous cars, the Highway Patrol and all that. Because when it comes right down to it, you can just do this in a few colors. It's an emergency unit. It's an emergency unit. You can't really doctor it up as just a whole lot other than that. So this is where we ask you to subscribe if you like the content. Hit the little bell for notifications. And if you would, give us a thumbs up. And we'll move on to the 82 Toyota Supra. Now, there's 3 of them in this episode. The green one, I don't think came in the blister pack. I think the green one only came in the Hot Wheels playset. I think this came out around 1983. And there was a playset that had a gas station. So you got the little car that was showing in a window in the top, and the little plastic gas station, and with every little playset you got one car, and I think sometimes 2 cars. But some of the gas stations came with a green Supra. And this also came in the blister pack, and for all I know it probably came in some other playsets too, but I know that this came in the gas station playset because I believe I have that too somewhere, tucked away in the archives of my Hot Wheels stuff. And there's the red one, black interior. These are all, the first 2 are Blackwalls. The second one they put different wheels, or the third one they put different wheels on. But I've always wanted one of these cars in real life, and I've never owned one. The closest I came to this, I bought a 83 Mazda Rx-7 about a year ago. A little over, actually probably closer to 2 years ago now. And the way I got that was I was looking for a Mercury Cougar XR7, and I had a conversation with a guy that had an RX-7. And by the time we realized that we were talking about 2 different cars, I'd already bought the thing, so there was no taking it back. I got a good deal on it too, so one of these days I'll do a video on me fixing that up a little bit and getting it running. And this is the one that's got the Hot Ones rims. So those rims I think are supposed to be gold, but a little bit of wear, and the gold wears off. And of course this one's, as you can see, chipped up and not in the best condition, but it's the only one I have that has the Toyota writing going down the side. One of these days if I think about it, I'll pick up a collection with one of these in it. But you kind of get what you get when you buy them like I buy them. I'm back in the day, 20 years, well, maybe not 20 years, maybe 17, 18 years ago, I used to buy big collections on eBay and then turn around and sell each one individually and just make a ton of money. And then when the collections came harder to get, I started wanting to keep them. So this is one of my favorites. This is the late 70s, early 80s Cadillac Seville. And this is one of the more common variations. The silver and maroon. Some of these, very rarely, but some of these had real rubber tires on plastic rims. This one, obviously the Blackwall. The next one just has the Blackwall. The most rare version I've seen of this had black taillights. It was a silver Seville, but it had black taillights. And in French on the hood, it said Masters of the Universe. And it's rare, I think, because it was only issued in France, for one thing. And even in France, they were kind of rare. And there's the gold one. Again, the Blackwall tires. This could be in better shape. I could probably buy a mint condition one of these in the blister pack for, about $40. I just, again, refuse to do it. But that the silver Masters of the Universe, back in the day, and I say back in the day, about 15 years ago, I remember seeing one of those sell in mint condition for about $2,000. Right now, as I speak, there's one that's in about the condition this one's in on eBay for about $200 US, and it's in France. And then there's one that's a little worse condition. It's about $100 US, and that also is in France. Any of these you find over here in the United States have been ones that people have had imported, and they're not going to let them go. The Dixie Challenger. This is the what we call the stripe version, because you notice on the hood the blue stripe just sort of continues up onto the on the roof, circles around and goes back down to the hood. There's another version of this that's coming up next that has the rebel flag on the hood, and I think that was Hot Wheels' attempt at the General Lee, because this came out in the early. I think this one came out in '82 as well, and it was kind of the combination of Daisy Duke's first. Before she had the Jeep, she had the Dodge Challenger, so it was a combination of that and the Duke boys cars. But then there's the version with the rebel flag on the hood. And the stripe one is a little easier to get. You can get those in mint condition for around $10-15. Sometimes in a blister pack for the 20s. This one's a little harder to find in this condition and get any kind of deal on. This car right here in this condition on eBay will set you back about $40. And in the blister pack could go for closer to $100. But as I've said before, these aren't for sale. I just kind of keep these and enjoy them. So this is where I'm going to thank you for watching the video, and hope you can come back next week and watch some more.